of the map, it's going to be the Purple Archon, Team Axiom's Heart, and Ryung.
In the bottom left as the Blue Archon, it's Optimus and Whale Slapper.
Zombigo, why don't you fix the team colors?
I don't know. I just brought it up. I saw your complaints, so I was like, hey, colorblind. Oh, I guess we can't do it. Then.
Way to bring up concerns so that it's more apparent to me, the broadcaster. You jerk.
God.
No, but really, guys, sorry, without actually being a condescending asshole for 2 seconds, I don't know why it's not. Normally, if you hit Alt-F in Heart of the Swarm, this is what like forces team colors to be red and blue. Legacy of the Void has had color issues with Archon mode, period. Like, sometimes you can't even select red or blue. It's kind of stupid. In fact, all we appear to have done is actually turned on team color health bars. Ugh. That looks
the person
horrible.
who was fighting for it ended up being like a huge douchebag anyway, so...
Okay, but how do I turn off team color health bars? Because I don't like that.
Colorblind people can be douchebags too, guys. Remember that.
Colorblind mode, team colored health bar. Fuck that. Because, yeah, I like the yellow and the reds and the things above the heads. And that rhymed, so yeah, more so. Now it's worth noting, this tournament's got a pretty moderate prize pool. $500 again getting donated by GnomeJon himself, us throwing in $250 for the second place prize. But the kind of funny thing about Purple Archon is Zombie got pointing out before we even got into the game. It's like 1 AM in Korea. It's really late to start a tournament. But these guys have been practicing and trying hard to get to the Archon mode Red Bull qualifiers. So more practice, good money for them, and of course they're already on this weird sleep schedule, so perfect for Heart and Ryung. Yo, we're just gonna go ahead and time out that person in chat, because now I'm sick of reading it. So, problem solved.
Oh, well that wasn't even the person. That's another person, but okay then.
Okay. Misfire, we love it, misfire. Now this got a little bit scary at the wall, because with the Hellions there, the SCVs were having trouble repairing that reactor, but as we see, getting low, Blue Archon had to calm down and back off. Now normally I'd have these nameplates here reflecting the spawn locations on the map, guys, but up here for the archive means it gets a little bit silly. So we just swap accordingly. Depot still might go down if not careful though. I mean, this isn't a crazy amount of damage, but it's something where, once again, the SCVs can't really repair. If they get close, the bombs hit them. If they get close, the Hellions shoot them.
This is a possibility. The grenades will launch one of them over if you get too close to it. I mean, a wall-off is certainly still worth it, but this can't happen, I guess.
Right, but the second depot going down, that's a major supply block. That's actually a ridiculous supply block.
Yeah.
Blue Archon's just tearing through this right now. Ryung and Heart, honestly, in dire straits, just from this initial attack. They're building 3 depots. They can't even call supply down. There's no depots to call supply down onto.
Right, yeah, exactly. They started to compensate just a little bit late, and they're not going to lose this game because of this. This is certainly a lot more damage than you would expect, having a wall off and having your own units.
It's apparently, by the way, Whale Slapper is uThermal. So this is making a little more sense on that skill coming through. So I don't know Whale Slapper, we certainly are accustomed to uThermal. And uThermal, I would hope to God, is the micro player, because his control is fantastic. But they break through, and there's not enough to take on these Hellions. If Blue Archon just goes for the mineral line, go for the throat, I think they'd be good to go, but they're at the top of production, trying to camp this out. SCVs are about to get roasted and toasted. And it's just too many Hellions.
There are too many Hellions. The Banshee's at least taken out. So you can just like add a lot of damage to the SCV line, but they were very close to taking out a lot of that SCV line with the Hellions. Surprised they didn't try and focus fire.
Hype goes to these SCVs that are keeping that reactor alive, by the way. This thing should have died so many times over. Might finally go down this time. The Vikings gonna land once again, but the Hellions are taken care of, and the Reapers. Grenade! Boom! Knock the Vikings back.
This didn't end up doing a whole lot of damage to the SCV line. Everything kind of like settles after what looks to be some really like, I don't know, dangerous aggression, but the army supply still even, the worker count still even. The biggest difference is, of course, that Blue Archon behind all of this was able to secure a 3rd base, not just in like on the high ground, but on location. It is orbital shipyards, so I guess it makes a little more sense. This is the 3-base map, if there's any.
Yeah, it's one of the maps you do get away with it on. I gotta tell you though, I don't think Ryung and Heart were expecting that, and that it may not have done a lot of damage to the SCVs, but seriously, that supply block was so deadly. That supply block was almost game-endingly bad. But ooh, do.
That's really nice. To not have to do. Oh, well, this is nicer. Yeah. In the tank too.
Bunch of bullies.
Yeah, bullies. He couldn't fight back.
Looks like we do have one siege tank that managed to make it across the map, but there's still Vikings at home.
The Viking count is certainly going to give Purple Archon the dominance in the air fight, unless he loses all of them. Okay, never mind.
So, I'm only bringing this up one more time and for the last time. We can't tell players to pick team colors because the team colors don't work in Legacy of the Void. Like, I don't know how to explain this better. Like, when you click the drop-down menu at the thing, red is not listed. Orange is not listed half the time. Sometimes you very literally actually only have the option of 2 to 3 colors. I don't know what to tell you other than that. Blizzard's aware of this. We brought it up with them when we were in California. But again, it's a beta. There's going to be some bugs. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes this bug comes into effect. We've seen it plenty of times through the Lotus League, and it's becoming evident here through today. So please don't mistake, I guess, our nonchalance for complacency. There's just really... There's no point stressing over it because there's nothing we can do to fix it.
Oh, the tank drop. Oh, the tank almost dies, actually. Not usually what happens. Not the Hellions anyways, but does get picked up at the last second and is allowed to leave. So while that one tank drop was stopped in its place, the second one is still adding on that continued damage, which is what they were really hoping to not have to deal with, I think. Now you can see the third command center that was put down so quickly really kicking into gear here for Blue Archon as they've jumped up in supply a little bit. Certainly jumped up with workers and probably has a nicer income. So look at the tab. Yeah, at times, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's fairly even on the income right now, but yeah. This is what I like seeing though. We got Liberators coming out now. It's gonna go like Heart was gonna. Again, it's really funny because Ryung is super old school and he really doesn't do a lot of Legacy of the Void things on his own. Heart has been the first player to jump to like Liberators and other things. What I kind of like about this is Liberators have completely changed the way tank lines sit. It's one of those things where tanks before, it was like that super turtle, you could never break it, there's no way around it, you could never even deal with the Vikings in the sky. Liberators have opened this door where there's now kind of like a third way through. There's the window, the door, and now the back door, I guess. I don't know how to describe it better. But you're going to see the Liberators start zoning out some of the ground and creating these really hard to sit in locations. Because the Liberator default damage is like 85. You can't leave a tank in the range of a Liberator for more than a second. You gotta get it out of there.
Yeah. We're going to be seeing probably an attempt at the just overtaking of the air, basically. You know, we see this in Heart of the Swarm and with Liberty, too. You know, if you are the bio player, or I guess if it's mech versus mech, too, this can happen, but you hide your air, basically. And with Vikings, that just gives you absolute dominant air control. Like, you have the better vision. You can maybe do a Doom drop on top of the tanks, depending on what style you're going for. In Legacy of the Void, you can get Liberators to dominate the skies and suddenly have this really nice composition.
Yeah.
Entirely different composition that's not just based on Raven throwing down point defense drones and seeker missiles.
Oh, the third one ruined it. Alright, this is a really hard position to break through. Without his own Vikings, or pardon me, their own Vikings, the only option is to lift through it. You don't skim through Liberators. I mean, you technically could, but not with this many Blue Flame Hellions underneath them. Fully aware what the situation is. I mean, it's gonna be hard for AT Gaming to really break up this ramp. Again, AT Gaming is, of course, uThermal and Optimus, as we've recently learned.
Yes. Thermal being, I guess, definitely the more recognizable name of the two. Liberators, I mean, they're doing a nice enough job. They're holding the third base, which is obviously the most important part. But if they were to do this like on another map, I do wonder if it would have been viable. You know, Orbital Shipyard's nice because there's basically only one ramp to deal with, maybe two if they do decide to break it down, but for now, obviously, only the one. And Blue Archon might want to consider breaking all the other rocks along the pathway in.
Yeah, the backside, just if for no other reason than the threat there. Now, I guess one thing we haven't really talked about is it is mech versus bio. In Legacy of the Void, not quite the same dynamic. In Heart of the Swarm, we see mech just kind of topple most bio players, generally speaking, but I'll tell you what, Zamrio, maybe you can just start timing out instead of arguing with dummies.
Someone did.
Oh, great. Cool. this drop's gonna be really nice. Gets past all those turrets. There's a lot of turrets too, banking on nothing breaking through this. But that Hellion count's kind of insane. So is the Liberator's gonna be on top of this. I don't know if he can really. The command center gets lifted. Sequence is gonna be nice. Tanks go down.
He has nothing to do with the bio though. Like the Hellions weren't up either.
There's also not really a lot that's important here. Maybe a couple of the supply depots. Lift the starport, move that elsewhere. This wasn't the most dangerous location to drop. This isn't like getting on top of the production.
No, but killing the command center is obviously very, very, very bad. Now, there's no escape, so he's going to have to give up a lot of this army, but he's taking out so much of the ground army with him. I mean, the Liberators are good and all, but they are single target damage, and the Hellions still aren't the best ever. I'd actually think like, if this was part of the Swarm, and Purple Archon had Hellbat drops, that they would have cleaned that up easier, a lot easier.
I agree. I was actually about to bring that up myself, wondering like why these were all Hellions and no Hellbats. But I guess one of the big things is Liberators were eating up a lot of... I wanted to say Liberators eating up a lot of gas, but I just realized they're going to get 1,200 gas pay. There's no excuse for this, really. Ryung and Hart, get your shit together. There you go. Yeah. Crank. This is where if Crank was casting, he'd be like, bunch of dummies.
Yeah, right? But it is a new composition, so I'm guessing they don't have everything, like, you know, figured out quite correctly. Every single reaction to what the opponent can be doing. And they're probably still trying to figure that out. But it might be a style that exists throughout the rest of Legacy of the Void. It would certainly be cool, because it'd be a third option when you go mech in TvT. Not just about getting the tanks and Hellbats or mass Hellbats.
I really love, I mean, it's a small detail, but they pulled so many SCVs to repair on mass. I mean, this army was pretty badly tattered up, especially the Liberators and the Vikings in the sky. And if they want to control that air dominance, the SCV's absolutely necessary. So, love it, love it, love it. Blue Flame Hellions, of course, have no bonus damage versus Marauders, but there's so many Hellions, as long as they get some shots off, it's going to always be Splash. Just pushing up slowly and surely, kind of playing leapfrog here with these Liberators. God, 85 damage a shot is ridiculous, and that range is pretty cool. This looks like, do you remember when you were little, the spiral graphs or whatever you would do? Like the little... You put like your pencil in the little circle and just run it in circles? No, you never did that? Okay, well, right side's gonna get obliterated by the Liberators, but the left side's left somewhat open to the flank, but it's mostly Marauders, no Marines. There's but a single Marine targeting these down. Vikings, though, they gotta finish back in the regular Liberators. Use that anti-air mode to take out the Vikings. He's lost. They have lost air control on their own side.
The ground army just couldn't take on the Liberators. I mean, Purple Archon is going to be in big trouble soon enough. Their command center had been taken down. They had to replace it, and they, you know, even if they retook the natural, it was already like low on minerals. And this army wasn't so damn good. It took such a damn good, cost-efficient engagement. He probably well, okay, they're still going to lose, but that still was a lot better than I expected.
Ryung left with the manor. Heart's like, all right, you take a game. Out of here. I'm out of here. Fuck.
Obviously, he's the micro player.
I feel like Hart would be the guy to dine and dash, and Ryung's just sitting there like, I guess I'll pay for both. Like, god damn it. But okay, good game. First map in the series is going to go to AT Gaming. Really didn't expect that, to be completely honest with you. Ryung and Hart have been playing fantastic lately. I believe they were semifinals or something of the Red Bull one. I think it was Supernova versus Reality and Journey in the Grand Finals. But again, they're pretty damn good at the game, so I'm a little bit shocked to see AT Gaming take it, but at the same time, it's really cool seeing foreigners beat some Koreans, I'm just saying. Some of us have done this too. But just first game in the best of 3. Hopping into game 2 as quick as possible, hopefully not being forced to play some ads in between. Want to thank people who have been checking out that Reddit thread, of course, more importantly, the Team Liquid thread. With Fear Dragon having thrown together this whole Organizers Alliance thing, it's something I really want to advertise because it doesn't really affect you guys, but it's something that needs to be general knowledge. The more we talk about it, the more players might actually catch on to it and realize, hey, this is actually a thing. I should not no-show.
Yeah, they probably should be thinking that already, but...
You would wish, you would hope so, right? There we go. Terraform can